But a guy who has a long career ahead of him is the lightweight champion of the world, Islam Makhachev. He's fighting Dustin Poirier. We all know that. What is surprising, though, Chael, is the odds. And Islam Makhachev is a massive favorite over Dustin Poirier to retain his championship at UFC 302. Chael, is this a mistake? Dustin Poirier is plus 375. Islam minus 550. Islam is only plus 105 to win this fight by submission. So essentially, people are saying the most likely outcome in this fight is for Islam Makhachev to submit Dustin Poirier. Is this a mistake by the judge, by the guys setting the line to make this so heavily in Islam's favor?
It only becomes a problem is if Islam believes it. I don't think Islam does. Listen, we had him on here 2 weeks ago. I asked him that question flat out, even with the language barrier. He was able to understand what I was asking, which is, hey, Islam, are you underestimating? Are you looking past? Are you not aware of the problem that Dustin Poirier presents? And Islam said, no way, brother. That is an exact quote. He says he does get it. That the only reason he hadn't been calling out Islam, or I apologize, that Islam hadn't called out Dustin, he just didn't think Dustin could return to the number one contendership. It wasn't that he overlooked him or didn't respect him as an opponent. He said, I didn't think Dustin could get back here. But after he gets a knockout over St. Denis, after Armand turns him down, what a difference a day could make. And I really did need to hear that from Islam, because all setups have one thing in common, which is the guy that gets upset finds himself in a match that's harder than he thought it was going to be. According to Islam himself, he knows he's in for a war.
You know, Chael, I know Islam, and I kind of when we talked to him, I said something in the interview. I go, oh my goodness. I said, he's being disrespectful, because he starts to laugh before he answers a question. I don't necessarily think he's overlooking Dustin. I do believe that he knows the threat that's in front of him, but I do believe that he's extremely confident that he can get the job done. And it's in this response. Brother, every time Dustin Poirier gets into the tough fights, he finds a way to get or to lose. He said something to that effect in our conversation. You know who does believe that Islam Makhachev is looking past him? Is Dustin Poirier. Everybody that will listen, I saw him speaking to Andreas Hale. He's a reporter at ESPN, one of our insiders, and Dustin was saying he feels it. He feels Islam's looking past him, and he feels he is going to put him out. I agree with you. The guy that usually gets upset takes his opponent too lightly. I don't think that's the case, but I do believe that these lines are a little bit overstated, man. I know Islam's been great, but to make him that big a favorite over Poirier, to me, seems like a lot.
And Daniel, we present this sport to the audience as though it's about the punches and the kicks. Are you better with the hands and the feet than I am? But the reality, when you're in there, you and I know this, it's a battle of wills. I'm trying to break your spirit and you're trying to break mine. You might be able to do it really quickly by showing me that I'm not ready for this, or I don't want this bad enough, or you might have to be out there a while to do it. And the reason I tell you that, we take inventory as athletes. Let's just say you lose the first round, you go to your corner, you're doing the math in your head. Okay, I got 4 more of these left. This is terrible. It didn't start off going well. I feel worse now. Not going to be my night. Let me start finding a way out. And that's just the reality of a fighter. And some take that, and some can push that voice away and reset. But one thing about Dustin Poirier, he never does that inventory. If you even just go back to his last fight, sure, he won the fight, but he didn't win his last round that he completed. As a matter of fact, he didn't win the round before that he competed in. As a matter of fact, he didn't win the round before that he competed in. And we don't generally have a number one contender that lost his last 3 rounds. But when you're dealing with Dustin Poirier, who knows the rules of this game only turn to the judges if we make it that far. If I put you out, they're going to raise my hand. And that's the big problem. We're taking on Dustin with overlooking Dustin, and that's why every fighter respects Dustin. I think Islam does too.
I think everybody, Ciryl, Gane, John, want the easiest path to victory. And Tom is exactly opposite of that. He's a nightmare of a match. He matches up well with all those top guys, and no one wants to fight him. That's what's going on. Yeah. And the UFC knows this. They try to give him Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane went, I'm an actor. The fuck? Since when? Bitch, work on wrestling. The fuck you doing on a set? What are you doing on a movie set? Bitch, where's your jiu-jitsu? Because the guys behind you, unless we give you Rosenstruck or we give you a straight striker, Pavlovich, those other guys, Curtis Blades, Tom Aspinall, are going to beat the fuck out of you, dude. Movies? What? The fuck? Unless they're telling you you're going to be the next Batman, bitch, you better get in the jiu-jitsu gym. Unless you're the next Thor, you better get your ass in a fucking wrestling mat. I'll tell you what it shows me. Oh, you don't want it. Oh, you don't want it. You don't think Tom Aspinall's been offered movies? If he hasn't, you have the wrong agent. Tom Aspinall, good-looking dude. British accent. You kidding me? You don't think someone's offering him a movie role? You don't think what's homeboy puts all those fucking movies together?
Guy Ritchie.
You don't think Guy Ritchie's foaming at the dick to offer Tom Aspinall the next role as some henchman? Tom goes, no, I'm not an actor. I want to become world champion. Ciryl Gane goes, I'll do it. No. Bitch, Ciryl, you better get in a wrestling room? The fuck? You're taking acting classes? Tom's snapping necks, cashing checks, bud. You're a thespian now? Okay. You're a French thespian? How's that French box office going? Bitch, unless you're the next Flash or Thor or Batman, get the fuck in the wrestling room. Because that's when I was training. Curtis Blades training. Do you want to be an actor? Okay. I don't want to be an actor. You can't beat Tom. Straight up. You can't beat Tom. Tom should be a 10,000-1 favorite over Ciryl Gane. Beat the fuck out of Ciryl Gane. All y'all scared of Tom Aspinall. So John put this out. Some Saturday math for everyone. Curtis 0 plus Tom 0 championship belts. Okay. John 14 plus Stipe 6 championship belts equals 20. To be fair to Curtis and John, I didn't count my interim win, title win either. But yeah, sure, you guys are fighting for a real belt. Riddle me this. Let's say the UFC went, you know what? We need ratings. We're going to get weird. We're going to do a tag team match, 2-on-2. Tom Aspinall, Curtis Blades versus John Jones Stipe. Who do you guys think wins that tag team match? You guys know. Mm-hmm. The Brit and the dude from Chicago. That's who wins. Anybody in here think Stipe beats Curtis Blades right now?